Baseball loves its stars, the number one draft picks, the bonus babies, the can't miss prospects with perfect scouting reports. But some of the greatest legends weren't supposed to make it at all. They were overlooked, doubted, and counted out. Scouts ignored them, teams passed on them, and fans barely even knew their names. Yet somehow, they fought their way into history. These are the underdog legends of baseball, the players who proved everyone wrong. Now let's start with a true long shot, Mike Piazza. In the 1988 draft, Piazza wasn't picked until the 62nd round. That's not just late, that's practically an afterthought. Teams stopped paying attention after the 20th round, let alone the 60s. In fact, Piazza wasn't even really scouted. He was chosen as a favor to his father, who happened to be friends with Dodgers manager Tommy Lasorda. Most players drafted that late never sniffed the majors. But Piazza, he turned himself into one of the greatest hitting catchers the game has ever seen. Over 427 career home runs, a Rookie of the Year, 12 All Star appearances, and eventually a plaque in Cooperstown. From favor draft pick to Hall of Fame legend, Piazza is proof that sometimes all it takes is a chance and the will to prove you belong. Next, we go to Jose Altuve. At just 5'6", Altuve was told over and over that he was too small. Scouts dismissed him, assuming his size would keep him from handling big league pitching. At one Astros tryout, a scout literally told him to go home, that he'd never make it. But Altuve didn't leave. He kept showing up until someone finally gave him a shot. And once he got his chance, he never looked back. An MVP award, a batting title, over 2,000 career hits and counting, multiple All-Star appearances, and perhaps most importantly, a career that's made him the heart and soul of Houston's championship teams. Altuve became living proof that in baseball, heart can be bigger than height. Then there's Rich Hill, one of baseball's great comeback stories. Drafted in 2002, Hill showed promise early, but with injuries and inconsistency, kept derailing his career. He bounced between the majors and minors, was released multiple times, and by his early 30s, most people assumed his big league career was finished. But Hill refused to quit. He reinvented himself in independent ball, mastered his looping curveball, and fought his way back into the majors. In his late 30s, long after most pitchers are done, Hill became an all-star and one of the most effective left-handers in the game. The nickname Dick Mountain, yes, you can look that up, which started as a tongue-in-cheek reference to his initials and mound presence, turned into a badge of respect. Hill proved that perseverance and reinvention can take you places raw talent alone never could. And of course, the list of underdog legends doesn't end there. Jim Morris, the high school teacher who made it to the big leagues at 35, inspiring the Disney movie The Rookie. For him, baseball wasn't a straight path. It was a dream delayed, but never denied. Bartolo Colon, who defied age and expectations. Not only did he pitch into his mid-40s, but he gave fans one of the greatest underdog moments ever, hitting his first career home run at age 42. The crowd's reaction that night showed just how much fans love a long shot story. And countless journeymen, players who grinded out in the minors for a decade, taking bus rides across the country, never giving up hope of that one call up. Some only last a few games in the majors, but for them, those games are the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. Baseball's underdogs remind us that sometimes the best stories aren't about the highest paid stars. They're about grit, persistence, and the refusal to quit. Baseball's greatest legends aren't always the biggest prospects. They're the guys who refuse to quit, the ones who prove everyone wrong. From Mike Piazza's 62nd round miracle to Jose Altuve's rise from doubted prospect to MVP, to Rich Hill's late career renaissance, the underdogs show us that baseball is as much about resilience as it is about talent. So, who's your favorite underdog? Drop it in the comments. Maybe it's someone we mentioned, or maybe it's a hidden gem you remember from your team. And don't forget to subscribe. We've got plenty more stories like this coming your way, one game at a time.